Guys, what's up? This is Ash bringing you another beginner's guide, this time for solo next, and this is for the ranged skill, that is, well, she's using deflect magic, and this is the easiest method so far and is widely used. First thing I want to talk about with you guys is the gear. Make sure you have Void or Sarenic. Void is obviously better, and also you will need a set of tank gear that will boost your life points. You will need Ascensions or Noxious Bow, T80 or T90 melee or ranged boots. You can use any tier melee boots. Later on in the video I'll show you what happens if you don't have melee boots though. Supreme Sharpshooter Aura is definitely recommended. Scrumshaw ranging for more accuracy. Superior version is even better. Spirit Shield of any kind. You won't be shield camping at any point of the kill. This is only for the ice phase. Ring of Vigor and Asylum Surgeon rings are good. Ring of Death if you feel like you're going to die a lot. Reaper necklace is good choice, but you can work with Farsight Sniper necklace from Dungeoneering. And with this, I guess your setup is complete. Now coming to the inventory setup and Beast of Burden, you will need Overload, Adrenaline Potion, Super Restore, Stradome and Bruise and Rocktails, Excalibur to heal up at the start of the first and the last phase. Your yak should be full of Rocktails and few Bruise. With this, you're all set. Alright. Now before you start, make sure you go to the Glaciers cave and get your Stone of Chest boost. This will last for 4 hours and it works at Ice Prison and it will help you soloing next. So just go to the fairy ring, put in DKQ and go to the cave and go back and gear up. That's it. Okay, so the only thing that is required to get to the next is the frozen key. It is dropped in 4 parts by the monsters in Godwars dungeon. Ancient ceremonial robes will help you get to the bank area without getting the Zaros kill count, and Shard of Zaros will keep all the monsters inside the ice prison non-aggressive, obviously excluding Nex and her 4 minions. With these 3 items you're all set to step in, go to the next bank and gear up for the main fight. Okay, so now the question is, how do you get to next bank? You can use Trollheim teleport. There's even a Godwars dungeon teleport. You can use a house teletab and convert it into a Trollheim teleport, whichever way you choose. Anyway, make sure you have your ancient ceremonial robes, you have your Zaros shard on, check your charges on your key, and you're all set to go. Just break the tablet, you will end up at Trollheim and climb down. Okay, so once you're near the trolls, just run past them or surge past them and go across the boulder. You can lift it or just use agility to walk past it and just walk towards the entrance and get in. And you will see a door south of the dungeon. Just walk to it and get in. Just walk south from here. And there you see the door. Just click on it. If you have the key, you will get in. And there we go. Just climb down the stairs and through that frozen door. Now since you have the Shard of Zaros, nothing will attack you, and since you have the ancient ceremonial robe, you will not need the 40 KC from Zaros. Just click on the door, go past it, and you're all set to gear up now. This area is known as the next bank. Okay, so before you get into the fight, here's what you should know. Nyx uses deflecting curses that will reflect the damage back, but there's a workaround for this. Here you can see two forms of Nyx where she is using deflect magic on the left hand side and deflect ranged on the right hand side. Nyx will only use either one of these throughout the kill, and eventually on Zaros phase will use deflect melee in combination with either one of these. Also, it will switch prey from kill to kill. For example, if Nyx uses deflect magic in a certain kill, next kill will always be with deflect ranged, and so on. Also, whenever we make an instance, Nyx will always spawn with deflect magic first kill. Therefore, this method is widely used, where people make instance and then get one kill and then they bank. When no one is present in the instance resets, and the next time you rejoin the instance, you will have deflect magic again, meaning you can keep on using range to kill Nyx. Also, deflect from melee stays for a shorter time, but deflect from magic and deflect range will stay for a full 60 seconds. Now you're all set to jump in and get your first solo Nyx kill down. Fight with Nyx is divided into 4 major phases and one final phase, each phase representing each style of ancient spellbook: smoke, shadow, blood, and ice. And then finally when Nyx gets the boost from Zaros. Make sure you have your void and melee boots on, and it's time to walk you through the smoke phase. I'll show you at the end of the shadow phase what happens when you put on ranged boots and why magic boots are not recommended as a switch. Always remember, Nyx will always throw in a special attack after every 4 regular attacks, no matter what phase it is on. For this phase you will have 4 attacks, and the Nyx will shout "there is no escape" and surge through one of the paths in the middle, dragging in anyone in the way, hitting up to 5000. And then she will do 4 more attacks and throw in another special while shouting "let the virus flow through you." This is an AoE. Beware, each attack Nyx throws on you has a chance to drag you in and undo your prayer, making you take massive amount of damage. Only way to counter this is to use anticipate and freedom as often as possible, though save them and use only one at a time. At this point, right click your Excalibur and use the spatial and start attacking Nyx. Make sure you drag Nyx out of the central area so you are not standing in one of the paths while attacking her, because if you're standing here, there's a chance you will get dragged into Nyx's no escape attack. Make sure you use Combust every time Nyx shouts "there is" and then surges in for no escape attack. This will make the damage go double on Nyx when she moves, and just DPS through. Let Nyx drop to 160,000 life points and she will shout out to her minion, and that's the end of this phase. Okay, so at this point you can stop attacking Nyx, but still use anticipate and freedom so you don't get dragged in by her attacks, and kill the minion. Once the minion is dead, you don't have to worry about getting dragged in on the next phase, because only the magic attacks from the first phase will drag you in. Now, tag Nyx. You might splash, but the moment you land in a hit, you will get into the next phase, the shadow phase. Make absolutely sure that you have your melee boots on and no other. On this phase, Nyx will use 4 ranged attacks and then use a spatial. If you are in close range, first thing you will get is a shadow under you, and then Nyx will shout "embrace darkness" and make everything go darker, and put another shadow under you. Be careful of these shadows since they will hit up to 4k damage. Whenever you get a shadow under you, just move away to avoid damage, and make sure you pray range. You can pray Soul Split at the start of the phase until everything gets dark and Nyx uses her shadow attack. Just count to 4 attacks every time and move away as soon as the shadow spawns, and repeat until Nyx is down to 120,000 life points. At this point, this phase is over as well. Now before you go kill the minion, let's see what happens if you don't have the melee boots on. In this footage you can see that Nyx is going melee distance and does a constant damage on the player every single tick, which adds up to a lot. This happens when you're using ranged, but since you're using melee boots, you are not counted as using ranged. This sometimes even happens with magic boots. That's why only melee boots are advised. Okay, time to finish off the minion. Just start attacking the minion, get 100% Adrenaline, put on your Ring of Vigor, and get ready for Death Swiftness. Use your Death Swiftness as soon as minion reaches under 2k life points and finish it off. Get on next, use one ability on it, and use the defensive abilities. Use Anticipate, Freedom, Provoke, put on your range boots for accuracy, change your prey to magic, and start attacking next. Use Rapid Fire, use Snapshot, and build up and use Tendrils. And if it's still not down enough, just go ahead and use 1 or 2 more basic abilities. So what you see here is a good blood phase, where you don't splash and hit high. But this doesn't always happen, so in the next footage you will see a slower blood phase and how to deal with the mechanics. Blood phase has 2 special attacks, Siphon and Blood Sacrifice. When you hit Nex on Siphon, Nex will heal all the damage. Also, when Siphon starts, she will absorb all the Blood Reavers alive in the arena, healing up to 14,800 life points. If you deal damage to Reavers or kill them, Nex will only absorb the remaining life points from these. Also, if you kill these, Nex will not heal at all. Also, make sure you do not use any bleeds on Nex on this phase, it will only heal Nex. That is, don't use Combust and don't use Death Shot. Corruption Shot is not counted as a bleed though, so you can use it. Also, Blood Sacrifice is the other special that Nex will use and will turn you red if you are in range. You will get hit around 1000 and Nex will heal up to your maximum life points. Also, all attacks from Nex will heal her, so make sure you pray magic. So now, if you can't get the phase done in one Siphon, you have to change your strategy a bit for this phase. Just relax the DPS a bit and focus. Whenever Nex does a Siphon, move away from her and snapshot one of the Reavers and use Combust on another Reaver. If possible, go to the middle of the area away from Nex, so that you have Nex around the corner and Nex can't see you. This way you can attack Reavers and you will have more time before Nex teleports to the middle and then starts attacking you. So kill the Reavers if you can safe spot for a few seconds, and as soon as Nex comes to you, use Rapid Fire on Nex or any other powerful threshold. After 4 attacks from Nex, she will ask for a Blood Sacrifice. Just surge away from Nex and continue attacking for 4 more attacks. With Blood Reavers almost dead or dead altogether, and you escaping from Nex's sacrifice, Nex will barely heal, and you can repeat this process over and over until blood phase is over. Just make sure you kill the Blood Reavers if possible. Just focus on the Blood Reavers after the Blood Sacrifice attack. You can do that. And just take it slow. Now that the hardest part of the fight is over, time for you to get ready for the second hardest part of the fight, Ice Phase. Make sure you put on your tank armor and get the shield ready. Kill the minion and tag to get into the Ice Phase. Ice Phase has 2 special attacks, Ice Prison and Contain This. Ice Prison is deadly and can hit around 8000 damage. Make sure you are sufficiently high on health at all times. Each special is separated by 4 normal attacks as usual. As soon as you start the Ice Phase, Nex will go into a special attack. Make sure you have your tank gear on and Anticipate ready. Hit Anticipate as soon as you get into the Ice Phase. If Nex says Contain This, just get away from Nex and keep attacking. If Nex says Die Now in a Prison of Ice, just switch to Spirit Shield and use Resonance and eat up to full. If the Spirit Shield special goes off, you will only get hit for 6000 and Resonance will heal you off from the incoming ice attack. Put your prayer back on and continue attacking. Remember, both attacks will stun you and turn your prayer off, so be ready for it. Just use Anticipate every time you're about to get Ice Prison though. You will always get Ice Prison 4 attacks after Contain This. Best way to DPS Nex down on this phase is to use Death Shot at the start of the phase and then use Combust and get away from Nex, so Nex walks and doubles the bleed damage. Just relax and get it down to 40,000 damage. At this point, Nex will call out to her last minion. Make sure you're ready for more Ice Prisons and Contains though. Try to kill the minion as fast as possible and tag Nex for the final phase, the Zaros phase. Okay, so finally on the Zaros phase. This is pretty much the longest of them all. Next will heal up to 80,000 life points, her attacks will hit harder, she will at times spray Soul Split and heal up a lot as well, and sometimes she will use Deflect melee and sometimes even Deflect magic, of course assuming you're doing the Deflect magic kill. And make sure you're praying magic, since Nexus magic attacks hit higher. Use your Excalibur special at this point and switch back to Void. Use Death Swiftness first and build up to Rapid Fire. Use Combust and make Nex walk so the damage doubles. Use Snapshot and Rapid Fire. Build up to Deadshot and use it on Nex. And continue DPSing Nex until she's dead. Don't drag this phase for too long though. Keep an eye on your prayer. Once Nex is dead, just pick up the loot and teleport out and repeat. Anyway, thanks for watching the guide. Good luck on getting the drops. Please subscribe if you liked the video guide. Thank you.